They must pay for what they did to my son. Justice must prevail. Story by Tales with Barbie. Once upon a time, in the quiet neighborhood of Amodi Crescent, there lived a woman named Kochi and her only son, Chidi. Their life was simple, their home modest, but their joy was pure. Kochi was a widow, and Chidi was the center of her world. Every morning before sunrise, Chidi would help her fetch water from the compound well, then he would dash off to school with his faded uniform, while Kochi, who owned a small buka, went to her small roadside buka. Life wasn't easy, but she carried her struggles with the quiet strength of a mother who had no one else in the world but her child. Their life was not rich in money, but it was rich in love. Theirs was a bond that neighbors often envied. When people in the compound saw Kochi laughing with her son, they would sigh and say, "See how God blesses some women with joy, even in their struggles." Chidi had inherited his father's gentle smile, though he had never known the man. His father had died when he was barely 2, leaving Ngozi to raise him alone. Her son became her anchor. When she was tired from standing and selling all day, he would massage her shoulders with his little hands and say, "Don't worry, mommy. One day I'll fly you in my own airplane." It was this dream that kept her going. She imagined him in uniform, tall and proud, calling her mommy pilot as he lifted her off the ground for her first flight. She never doubted it would happen. It was on a certain rainy Friday evening that fate decided otherwise. The rain had been heavy that day, beating down in sheets and turning the roads into muddy rivers. Kochi had sent Chidi to the nearby kiosk to buy kerosene for the lantern. He pulled on his slippers, grabbed an umbrella, and promised, "Mommy, I'll be back before you finish cooking." Kochi replied with a smile, "Okay my son, be back before your food gets cold," and with that he dashed out of the house. The accident happened just a few streets away. A black SUV came speeding down the narrow road, its driver drunk and reckless, ignoring the floodwater splashing beneath his tires. Witnesses said the car swerved violently as if to avoid a pothole, but instead it mounted the pedestrian side of the road. Chidi had no chance. He gave up on the spot. By the time people rushed to the scene, the boy's body lay broken in the muddy water, his umbrella torn and twisted beside him. The SUV screeched to a halt only for a moment, then sped off into the night. A boy ran to tell Kochi, who was worried because Chidi wasn't back yet. When she arrived at the scene, her feet bleeding from where she had run barefoot, she screamed until her voice tore, throwing herself over her son's lifeless body. Neighbors pulled her away, their own eyes wet with pity, but she clung to him like a woman who had just lost the air she breathed. Her life ended on that road. The days after were a blur of police reports and unanswered questions. Witnesses described the SUV's license plate, but